Wednesday, it's the middle of your week and it is your hump day workout. So today all you need is your chair or equivalent and your kettlebell or equivalent. We're going to be splitting the body between left and right, and we're going to be focusing on full body workout today in 30-second blocks. So there's very little rest in between those 30-second blocks. Just want to block myself out here on my laptop because the last thing I want to be doing is looking at myself. So we want to be going for 30 seconds on our exercise, and then we're going to have a 5-second transition in between. And we're going to be working continuously for about 16 minutes. You get that extra minute for free. Why? Because I'm so generous. It's your Wednesday workout. It's your hump day workout. Let's give it full attention, true grit, and get this done. Set yourself up right, and then we are good to go for the rest of the day. So if you have any problems or any questions or any insight at any point, just stick it in the comment section. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on record, just throw it in the comment section. I'll be able to see it. If I don't see it live, I'll be able to answer it later on in the day. And let's get going. So while people are coming in, just get yourself set, grab your chair, grab your kettlebell, get yourself a bit of space. About 2 meters by 2 meters should do the trick. A little bit larger if you can. If you're working in a gym, great. If you're working at home, great. Doesn't really matter as long as you got that one piece of weight. All right. So we're going to start with some lunges. We're going to get that body working. So feet shoulder width. And we're going to keep that gap as we take a stride forward, drop the knee to the floor and step back up, change, drop the knee to the floor and step back up. I'm a bit stiff today because I went running on Monday for the first time in a while, but we have to rehab and get those legs back working. All right, so remember with your lunge, you are trying to squeeze those abs as aggressively as you can. You're trying to push the sole of that foot as much as possible, and you've got a glass of water on your head. You don't want to spill it, so we're not leaning forward in the lunge. We're just dropping straight down, knee to floor, and keeping that weight, lunging and we're on train tracks. So from here, we're going to stay down in a lunge. We're going to drop our 2 hands beside our foot, and we're going to feel that stretch on the hip flexor, also on the groin and hamstring on the front leg. And then from there, we're going to reach down and under the leg, out the other side, and then back around, open up the chest as much as we can, back down under that leg. So we've got a stretch on the hip flexor, we've got a rotation under the body, and then back up towards the sky. So we're trying to slowly increase the range that we are twisting under and out. Okay, and then we're going to go back into plank, change feet. So we're going to plank our right foot beside the hands, reach under that right leg, and then big rotation as much as possible. So the aim here is to twist that upper body as much as we can. Get as much of a rotation as we can while we're stretching our hip flexor and also the hamstring and groin on the front leg. Okay, so from there, we're now going to go back to the plank, walk the 2 feet in. So we're now in a squat position. Push those knees out with the elbows. Hook the fingers under the toes. Raise the hips nice and high. Stretch out those hamstrings at the top, lower back at the top. And then sit ourselves back down into that squat, pushing those knees out, keeping the feet flat on the floor. The toes are holding those fingers down, and then we raise those hips high again. So it's about 3 to 4 seconds high, and then we're down 3 to 4 seconds at the bottom. So the exercises we're going to be doing today, remember, find your scaling level. Easy, medium, or hard. How do we do that? Well, the first step is, if the technique isn't working for you, start reducing or removing the weight in the equation. The weight may be the external weight like the kettlebell, or you. And how do you reduce your own weight? Will you possibly put a knee on the floor or put your hand on a wall or a chair to help? If that still doesn't work, then we introduce a support structure, i.e. a wall, a chair. And then if that still doesn't work, we start playing around with the range of movement. As in, we don't drop our chest too close to the floor with a push-up, or we drop our hips a little bit. We don't drop our hips as close to the floor with a squat, that kind of thing. Okay, so from here onto your back. Knees bent, feet flat, driving through the heels. So with the exercises today, we're going to be splitting the body between left and right. Some of the exercises you can do with both hands and both feet, that's fine. But ideally what we want to be doing is going right side for round 1, left side for round 2. And then next time go right and left again. We're going to do each exercise twice, move on. 7 exercises in total. And we're going to go through that sequence twice. Okay, so after our bridging, arms are out crucifix, legs are down flat. We're going to lift one leg up in the air, cross the body, kick it all the way across and down without lifting the shoulder blades. Bring her back and change the other side. So we're looking to twist that spine again as much as we can. So exhale and relax into it at the peak of the stretch. You might get a few clicks, clunks going on the back, that's fine. So if you are training at home, try and get the space ready for yourself prior to the workout. Get your tunes ready, get your couch pushed back, your TV set up with the right screen. Okay, up we come. It's important that we give ourselves as many advantages as possible when we're training. Okay, so get your weight. We're going to be going into our first exercise, which is going to be staggered push-ups. That's happening in 10 seconds. So we're going to put our kettlebell on the floor, or our weight on the floor. We're going to put our right hand on that weight, and we're going to go into our push-ups in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the push-up is the exact same, whether the knees are on the floor or off the floor. And the only difference is I've now elevated one hand higher than the other, which now creates a deficit on the one side, which focuses the pressure a little bit more aggressively to that one side. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. We're changing hands. Another 3 seconds, we're going again. 2, 1, let's go. So I've now switched hands on the bell. I'm still doing push-ups. After this round, I'm up and I'm going to go into single arm row. So we're going to have my left hand on my elbow, my left elbow on my knee, my right hand on the bell. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Feet wide, left elbow, left knee, right hand on bell. Chest out, squeeze the abs. Let's pull that bell into the armpit. So we're now gone from a push exercise to a pull exercise. And we're focusing on that lat. That's that big wing of muscle on the back of the body. Halfway, 15 seconds. After this, we're going to switch sides during that 5-second transition. 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change. 2, 1. Let's go. Right elbow is now on right knee. Left hand is on bell. Squeezing the abs. Pulling from the left lat. That in turn pulls on the back of the left shoulder. Left shoulder pulls on bicep. Bicep doesn't allow the release of the grip on the forearm and forearm on bell. After this, we're going to switch back to the right hand. Oh, sorry, we're not. We're going to keep it on the left hand and then standing on the right leg. Okay, so we're going to go single leg deadlift. Right leg is the standing leg, left hand is the holding hand. And let's go. Kick that left leg back behind you. Stand tall. If you need to put your hand on a chair or a wall, that's our staged workout, our scaled workout. So we're just introducing a support structure in order to maintain the correct technique. 10 seconds. Should be keeping the foot flat, knee slightly bent, hamstring and glute are doing the work. And rest. Change to the right hand, standing on the left leg, and let's go. Kicking that right leg out behind, standing tall, keeping the shoulder blades pinned back, keeping the abs tight, and keeping the sole of that foot fully engaged with the floor. After this, we're staying with the right hand, and it's going to be swings, right hand only. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I'm going to go right hand swings. You can go two hands if you need. That's introducing a support. If you don't have the ability to reduce the weight. So that's how you scale your single arm swing with a limited amount of weight. 15 seconds. Keep the shoulders back, keep the chest out, keep that head up. And remember, it's all about using those slingshot hips to stand bolt upright, aggressively through the soles of the feet. And rest. I'm switching to the left, ready to swing with the left hand only, and let's go. So keeping the shoulders back, keeping those abs squeezed tight, driving aggressively through the soles of those feet. We're not throwing the hips across the room, we're standing up tall. In 15 seconds time, that bell is going to go onto the floor between my 2 feet, and I'm going to put my right hand on it, and we're going to drive the floor away and clean the bell to my chest, and rest. So bell on the floor between the 2 feet, right hand on the bell, shoulders back, chest out, drive the floor away, rack it on the chest. So it's again, same as the hips on the swing. They go out the back, the shoulders are back, the chest is out, the head is up. We then aggressively snap the hips back into position, driving ourselves into an upright position, and that bell rides that energy all the way up to the chest. We don't pull it to the chest, we drive the floor away beneath it. Rest. Change to the left hand. And let's go. So if you're struggling with this, just put 2 hands on the bell and go 2-hand clean. So again, slingshot hips. It's not a squat. With our hinge, we're reaching back with the hips. So use that chair as a visual guide. With a squat, would be sitting on it. With a hinge, your butt never reaches the seat. It hits the back of the chair before it hits the seat, if it was working in that order. And rest. Okay, so we're going to go push press. Bell on the right shoulder. Same slingshot hips. Drive the bell above the head. So remember, it's not a squat. You're sticking your butt out like you're trying to shut a door behind you. You then squeeze those abs, snap your hips back into an upright position, and that bell pops off the shoulder. And your arm steers the energy into the bell until the arm is fully extended. 3, 2, 1. Change. Left side, onto the shoulder, feet shoulder width, hip drive. I always like to use that verbal cue. Hip, the hips go back, drive, they snap into place, and then that arm pops off the shoulder and steers it above the head. Think about the role the abs are playing here. There are 2 jobs, mainly. Number 1 is to keep your posture and stability, and number 2 is to transfer that energy from the hip drive into your arm so it can go above the head. Rest. Hold the bell on your right shoulder. Right foot is going to be a pistol squat. Left leg out in front, and we're using that right foot only to sit down, and stand up from the chair. If you're struggling, put your left heel very lightly on the floor in front, but it's not load bearing, it's stabilizing. I'm still using my right leg to do the work. 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Change to the left side. Left leg is going to be the standing leg. Right leg is out in front. Let's go. So personally, I find I'm a little bit less stable on one side more than the other. So I use that other leg that's not involved as a little helping hand or foot while I work. And that allows me to keep the tempo and the intensity where I want it to be, but also not taking any of the weight, just helping with the stability. 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor. Halfway, right hand on the bell, staggered push-ups. Let's go. So we're going through those 7 exercises more time. 2 rounds apiece. Feeling that now compared to round 1. Squeeze the abs, pushing through the whole palm of that hand. I got 10 seconds left, and then I'm going to switch left hand on the bell. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch left hand on the bell. Knees are up if you can. Let's go. So after this, it's going to be left elbow on left knee, right hand on bell, single arm row. Oh, I'm starting to feel that a lot more aggressively in my shoulders, especially after the push press. Oh, just shows how much shoulder is involved when you're doing your push-ups as well. 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Up we get, feet wide. Left elbow supported on the left knee, right hand on the bell. Let's go. Chest is out. We don't have any rounding on our upper back. We're focusing on that gorilla back where the chest is out, the shoulder blades are back, the abs are tight, and the focus is on that right side of the back. 10 seconds. Stay in control. 3, 2, 1. Switch hands, switch elbows, turn the toes slightly to the right. Let's go. And don't let gravity just snatch that bell away from you towards the floor. You lower that bell down under control from the lat. Excellent work. We're going to keep that bell in our left hand after this round, and we're going to stand on our right leg, and we're going to kick the left leg out behind for a single leg deadlift on the right side. Whew. And up. Feet hip width. Right leg is the standing leg, left hand is the holding hand. Kick that left leg out behind and stand tall. And if you need help, just put your hand on the chair or on the wall in order to stabilize yourself as you're doing the work. I'm really feeling that in the hamstring and the glute. If you're feeling it on the calf, it means you're pushing into the ball of the foot too much. Maintain that posture. Whew. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change hands, change feet, and let's go. If you're holding onto a surface and you're still not feeling it properly, put your toe on the lifting leg very lightly on the floor, just like we did with our heel on the pistol squat. And that will give you another element of stability and allow that working leg to feel it on the hamstring and the butt. It's going to be swings next. Single hand if you can, starting with the right hand. 3, 2, 1. Okay, right arm, swings, slingshot hips. Let's go. So we're standing tall, shoulders are back, abs are tight, aggressively driving into the soles of the feet. Our hips never go across the room. They lock up in the upright position, and the abs squeeze almost like a handbrake to stop those hips from flying out across the room. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest, change to the left. Ready to swing in 3, 2, 1. Let's swing. Focus on the swing. It's a pure energy transfer into the ground, and then every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So if you drive aggressively down, that same energy travels in the opposite direction, up. You got to squeeze those abs and transfer it into the arm. 5 seconds. It's going to be cleans next on the right hand. Bell down. Right hand on the bell. If you need 2 hands, go for it. Same hips as the swing. Clean it onto the chest. Hips go out the back like a slingshot. You stand bolt upright, standing to attention. And that arm doesn't pull, it merely holds onto the bell. And then as the hips lock out, you sympathetically allow the elbow to bend because the bell pushes the elbow out of the way, and you steer it onto the chest and rest. So if you find you're pulling with the arm, you're not driving aggressively enough with the legs. Let's go. Standing bolt up, abs tight. So after this exercise, we're going into our push press. That's where we bring the arm and shoulder into play, finally. Up to now, it's basically been a holding tool. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right side. Feet hip width. Stick your butt out like you're shutting a door. And let's go. Snap those hips back into place. Bell pops off the shoulder and locks out above the head. Inhale as the hips go back. Exhale, squeeze the abs. Stand tall. Woo! Hump day workout. We're almost there. We're on our second last exercise. You are a minute and a half, slightly more than a minute and a half, away from the finish line. And rest, change left side. Stay with me. Let's go. Hips, drive. It's getting tough now, so I gotta really focus on where the big muscles lie in this movement. It's the abs, it's the hips, glutes, hamstrings, lats, shoulder. 10 seconds. Woo. Pistol squats next to finish it off. Right and left. 4, 3, 2, 1. And back to the right shoulder. Sit yourself down on the chair. Right foot is going to stand you up. Let's go. So I'm looking to use little to no intervention with my left leg. And I'm trying not to just crash into the chair. I'm trying to control my descent into that chair. Keeping it through the right quad, right hamstring, right butt cheek. And if I get unstable, just very lightly tap the floor with my foot to reassert the stability. And rest, change, left side, left foot. Last 30 seconds, let's go. Woo. Heavy breathing. Wow. I'm looking forward to these cool down stretches now today. 20 seconds. It's been a tough week so far. Feeling it this morning. Still getting the workout under my belt. 10 seconds. 15 minutes, that's all it takes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Woo! Breathe. In through nose, out through mouth. Now is the time to grab a sip of water if you've got it. Whew. Okay, so we're going to go into a passive hang, but with nice wide feet. So I'm going as wide as I can with my feet. I'm going to just drop ragdoll towards the floor. And then once I'm in this position, I'm going to focus on putting all my body weight on my heels. Stick my butt out the back a little bit more. Unlock my knees. So I've just got a slight unlock on the knees. I don't have to bend massively, only about a 10% bend. And then I'm going to loosen or lighten my weight through my hands, let my wrist bend more, and focus on everything from the lower, up the back of the legs, into the lower back. From the lower back it tracks, almost like you're watching an electrical current, into the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades then into the shoulder sockets. They release their grip on the shoulders themselves, and that energy just falls through the arms into the floor. So keep that going. And breathe, breathe, breathe. Whew. Let that heart rate come down. Nice work. Okay, so from there, turn your toes to the right, drop your left knee onto the floor, elbows on your front knee, and tip that knee forward. Feel that stretch on the left hip flexor if the right foot is in front. Keep that right heel flat on the floor. And again, breathing in through nose, out through mouth, and relaxing through the shoulder blades. Breathe, 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 relax, relax, relax. Whew. Primary focus here is the hip flexor on that knee on the floor. And then we're going to get a little bit of a stretch on the hip or the hamstring on the butt cheek on the leg that's in front. Let the knee just fall forward and slightly out to the side. Okay, let's switch sides now. So I got my left foot out in front, foot flat on the floor, 2 elbows on my left knee. Feeling that right hip flexor, feeling that left hamstring, left butt cheek. And the key is just relaxing through the shoulder blades. Whew. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Nice work. Setting yourself up the right way for the rest of your day. Or if you're on record, or if I'm on record for you, putting a nice cap on the day. Okay, guys, back up. Big breath in through the nose. Eat right. Hydrate well. Rest correctly. Any problems, any questions? I am here. I literally live in this little rectangle. So if you have any questions, just throw them at me, whether it's live, whether it's on record, whether it's direct message, whether it's email. You can see all the avenues you can get in touch with us. You will get an answer. Till then, guys, have a great one. Enjoy the rest of your day.